friends, and welcome to the Rolla Public Library. I'm Ms.Lori, and today for the story time, we're going to be reading about school. So one of the books I picked today is called School Picture Day. You guys ready to get started? All right, School Picture Day. It was School Picture Day. Everyone was dressed in their best. Bows and bow ties, sashes and suspenders, jewels and jackets. Everyone, that is, except Josephina Carolina Wadashina I. Josephina did not know it was School Picture Day. She didn't even know it was Wednesday. She had more important things to think about on the school bus ride. I wonder how this gear shifter works. Squirm, shift, squeal, lift. After some high finagling, fidgeting, fiddling, foodling, and flooping, Josephina finally figured out how the gear shifter worked. Meanwhile, everyone wiped the grease off their bows and bow ties, sashes and suspenders, jewels and jackets as they walked the last 3.5 miles to school. Hustle, bustle, hurry, scurry, said Miss Shepherd as she rushes everyone in her classroom. You're late, and the photographer will be here any minute to take our class picture. Now please, everyone, fill out the school picture form with your sharpest number 2 pencil, and no fidgeting, she added with a glance towards Josephina. Everyone started filling out the forms. After sharpening their pencils at Miss Shepherd's super fast Plourde Deluxe electric pencil sharpener, everyone, that is, except Josephina Carolina Wadashina I. She had more important things to think about. Wiggle, yank, jiggle, crank. I wonder how this pencil sharpener works. After some high finagling, fidgeting, fiddling, foodling, and falooping, Josephina finally figured out how the pencil sharpener worked. Meanwhile, everyone brushed wood shavings off their bows and bow ties, sassage and suspenders, jewels and jacket and buns. They finished their brushing just in time. Here's the photographer, Miss Shepherd announced. Time to line up, you cutesy woozies, the photographer scurried Miss Shepherd and all 23 children in class into their places. The stand on the chair rows, the stand on the floor rows, the sit on the chair rows, and the sit on the floor row. He put Josephina in the stand on the chair row, then ordered everyone say, cheesy wheezy if you pleasy. Cheesy wheezy went 22 children and Miss Shepherd, but Josephina had more important things to think about. Josephina lifted up a ceiling towel and muttered, I wonder how this sprinkle system works. Push, shove, push, above. After some high finagling, fidgeting, fiddling, foodling, and falooping, Josephina finally figured out how the sprinkle system worked. She's getting everybody wet in this picture. You guys see? Meanwhile, 22 children, Miss Shepherd, and the photographer wrung out their bows and bow ties, sashes and suspenders, jewels and jackets, buns and cameras. Okie dokie, don't be a slowpokey, the photographer lined up everyone up in the same exact place except Josephina. He put her in the sit on the floor row, then coaxed, Teethy Wheaties, let me see those teethies. 2 children and Miss Shepherd showed their teethies. But Josephina had more important things to think about. Pry, creak, rattle, peak. Josephina lifted up a floor vent and muttered, I wonder how this heating system works. After some high finagling, fidgeting, fiddling, foodling, and falooping, Josephina finally figured out how the heating system worked. Meanwhile, 22 children, Miss Shepherd, and the photographer stomped the soot off their bows and bow ties, sashes and suspenders, jewels and jacket, buns and cameras. One more time, you sweetie pie, just watch my little birdie. The photographer got out his special wind-up, flashing, squawking, talking bird and lined everyone up, back in their same exact places except Josephina. He put her in the sit on the chair row, then begged, Birdie wants a cheesy cheesy. Missy want a cheesy, cheesy too. Cheesy, 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 cheesy went 22 children and Miss Shepherd, but Josephina had more important things to think about. Josephina sat in her chair, muttering, I wonder what makes this special wind-up, flashing, squawking, talking bird work. Fluff, pop, crank, kerfoof. After some high finagling, fidgeting, fiddling, foodling, and falooping, Josephina finally figured out how the special wind-up, flashing, squawking, talking bird worked. Meanwhile, 22 children, Miss Shepherd, and the photographer plucked feathers off their bows and bow ties, sashes and suspenders, jewels and jackets, buns and cameras. Freeze! I said freeze! The photographer yelled so loud everyone could see all the way down to his toe bones. This time, Miss Shepherd and 23 children froze. No cheesies, no TVs. But they were all looking at the camera. The photographer hurried to push the button. Clear, the camera said. Ah, screamed the photographer, my camera doesn't work. Then fix it, said 22 children. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how it works. All I do is push the button. You can't fix it, gasped Miss Shepherd. We won't have our school picture taken? 22 children sobbed. Nosy wosy, the photographer shook his head. Twizzle, shimmer, putter, quizzle. Josephina held the camera, muttered, I wonder how this camera works. After some highfalutin, fidgeting, fiddling, foodling, and falooping, Josephina really figured how the camera worked. It works, said Josephina. Nice fidgeting, Miss Shepherd smiled. Sweet munchkin pumpkin pie. Show me, begged the photographer. Okay, said Josephina. She lined everyone up, back in their exact same places, except the photographer. She put him on the lie on the floor row. Then she pushed the time delay button on the camera, ran to her place, and simply said, Smile! 23 children, Miss Shepherd, and the photographer all smiled. Several weeks later, the school pictures arrived. Miss Shepherd asked Josephina to hand them out. Josephina had more important things to think about, like her new spaceship science project, but she passed them out anyways. Everyone was pretty pleased, but all the parents did wonder, who was that big kid in Miss Shepherd's class? Cheesy Wheezy. And there's the class picture. Wasn't that a great story? I hope you guys liked it. What was your favorite part? I like Cheesy Wheezy too. Well, I hope you guys had fun, and I'll see you next time. Bye.